What's going on YouTube? It's Donnie all day. I am here in Douglas, Arizona to show people on both sides of the argument that everybody's right and everybody's wrong when it comes to the border and border towns and the Mexicans who come through. Now, you'll be hearing some cars go by me, and I'll show these cars right here and the cars in front of me are all going into Mexico. This road right here is the only road that they can take in Douglas to drive across the border into the entry, and every single one is legal. It's 100% legal. There's a big misconception that everybody's coming through, it's all illegal and this and that, and it's bad. Well, right behind me is Walmart, and there's a girl that just walked by who just walked into the States from Mexico. And there's a bunch of little stores here, some plazas. There's a store on the other side of Walmart. There's a store called like D&D, it's like a discount clothing store. And then there's like your Harbor Freights and a bunch of other different things. It's just tons of stores out here, a bunch of little good restaurants. And it's just a little border town. It's not crazy. Douglas is it used to be a good cowboy town. It was a really cool old western town. It's home of the infamous Gadsden Hotel, which is just gorgeous. It's beautiful. And downtown has got that classic western downtown look to it. The problem is it's gone to kind of, I don't want to say ruin, but it's pretty much shut down to almost nothing. And it's sad because if the right investors came through, this place would be jamming. It would be jamming. It's got the makings of what could be a really, really cool town. But the problem is it's poor. It's a very poor town. And on the other side is Agua Prieta, which is the Mexican side. And that is a very poor town. I've actually done a shorts where I've walked into Mexico. Today I can't because I got my 45 and they don't let you just walk across the border armed. So what I want to do, I'm going to cross right now. There's a whole bunch of cars coming down now. It's starting to get a little heavier going into Mexico, but I'm going to walk over by the border entry where people come in, and I'm going to show you what's going on, because everybody who comes through here is checked. Everybody, you walk through, you got to go through metal detectors, they ask you what you're doing, blah, blah, blah. But the cars, especially, the cars are all checked when they drive through, coming both into and out of. Now, the town is called Agua Prieta, the state is Sonora. So when you're here in Douglas and you're at the stores, a lot of the license plates are Sonora. And it's huge. I was just talking to somebody and they said the state of Sonora is like Arizona. It's huge, it's a big state. And I don't know how big it is, but I know people come in from all over Sonora, and they come in to shop. Some come in to go to school for like college, things like that. And then there's work visas. Some people just have work visas. And the people crossing here are a lot different than the people crossing not at a point of entry. When you are not at a point of entry, that's where you're looking at coyotes sending people over. That's where you're looking at gang members and drug dealers and human traffickers and all the bad stuff. But when you're talking about a point of entry, it's actually pretty cool. You don't know, but in these small towns, especially out here, and I'm not talking where California is or El Paso, these little tiny towns here are filled with like Mexican cowboys, straight up. These are all ranchers, bull riders, farmers. This is what they do. And they come in every single day. Not the same one, but every single day, guys will come in and they will drive down this road. You see where they're coming from, going this way. They are going from America into Mexico, and the cars going the other direction are people coming from Mexico into America. And most of these cars, I know a lot of people believe that, a lot of people think that, it's a bunch of people coming over here and stealing a car and then driving it back. That's not what this border is doing. That's not what's happening here. Because when they come through right there, that's where they're driving through. They have to hit that little point right there. And then they drive past that and there's another point. And then they drive past that and there's another point. And they're all getting checked. When they're coming into the country, it's the same exact thing. They have to go through all these steps. Now where I am, you're going to see there's a girl in front of me right here. She's walking into Mexico. Where I am, you literally walk over to this little sidewalk. There's some guys over there that are getting over there. There's a guy right there crossing. You hit this little sidewalk, you go under there, you walk in, you show some ID, you can go into Mexico, and then you can do whatever you want, and then you come back. The stores, there's no real shopping on that side. Because the town is small and it's a poor town. It's bigger than, say, like Naco, which is down that way near Bisbee, but it's not some place where people are going. Even like the people who live in Mexico, they're not going to do all their shopping in these poor towns, and so that's why they come here. They come here because there's great shopping, and you get a lot of people. I did a short showing a traffic jam. That's it, just a traffic jam. This is the Mexican wall right here. It's the border, and I have to say, when you're standing up at the Mexican border, that wall, it's pretty incredible. I mean, it's big. It's fantastic. It's a big wall. It's amazing, and if it helps keep out the bad, then we are all for it. But we are also all for this. I think if you're someone from Mexico and you live in Mexico and you want to come here and go to Walmart right there, who cares? Nobody cares. They're coming here, they're shopping, they're going back. They're not bad people. There's this huge misconception that everybody who crosses this point must be bad. And it's not true. I went to the Douglas County Fair this past year, 2024. And it was maybe, 85% Mexicans. And of that 85%, I want to say maybe 50 to 60% were like straight up cowboys. Straight up cowboys, some really cool people, and they just love having a good time. And it was awesome. It was awesome. I never felt out of place. I never got any side eye, nothing. But neither did they from us. You know what I mean? Because we were all here for the same thing, just to have a good time. And that's one of the things I absolutely love. Now, all right here on the other side of this wall is neighborhoods. That's neighborhoods in Mexico. And you can see right over there, that's where pretty much all the neighborhoods end. And then it's just land. And it was down here, I want to say maybe 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, a coyote was caught on the other side sending people over by rope. And he was hoisting a pregnant woman down over the wall with a rope with little children on the other side. And the Border Patrol was begging him to stop sending people over. He didn't care. He just kept sending them, knowing that as soon as they hit the ground, they're getting arrested or they're getting sent straight back. They just kept sending them over. And it's really dangerous. There's barbed wire along the top of this fence, and they're risking, hurting or killing these people. If the rope drops and this pregnant woman falls and something bad happens, she could die. And they just don't care. And this is the problem that we're having. And then once that happens, it's kind of hard to show you, but there's like trash, especially the more you go that way, trash everywhere from the people who come over illegally. They don't care. They're not the people that are coming in over here. And it's a major difference in the not just the quality of people that are coming through, and I don't want to say that all the people that are coming over illegally are bad, because a lot of them aren't, but the people who are like gang members, the people who are human traffickers, drug dealers, all those people, they're not coming through right there. Those aren't the people that are coming through right there. And the people that come over legally, we welcome them. I mean, I'm a big Trump guy. You can see all the trash here, and it just gets it all over here. Is just constant trash. It's disgusting. You'll find, you go out more into the hills over here. You'll dead babies, dead people. You know, people who were being brought over by these coyotes and sent over, and they run out of food or water, or they're sick, or people. It's sad. Little kids just raped and over and over again, and then they get over here, and you can there's photos, you can Google it, of just dead people on the trails, and it's ridiculous. It's just ridiculous, especially when it would cost a person less money to get a green card than it does to hire a coyote. It's easier to come here legally than it is to come here illegally. And that's pretty wild. Right now there's a guy over here in an orange shirt on the Mexican side. He's watching me like walk around with his camera like, what the hell is this guy doing? Because I'm obviously in the middle of nothing right here. I'm just walking along the border, and he's just chilling out in Mexico. Hola! He's friendly. Everybody's friendly. Everybody that I've ever talked to along the border has been really cool. I was told I shouldn't go into that town, Agua Prieta. It's dangerous. It's cartel. I've walked through multiple times. There's a really cool cowboy shop out there. I've had really good experiences with the people here. I've had a couple of questionable people that I came across, yeah, but for the most part, I've never had a problem with any of the Mexicans that are here. You know, these people, they obviously, you can see he's a working man. These are neighborhoods. These are their cars. They're just regular people. These aren't the people that are coming here for issues. And who knows? A lot of these people don't even have to come here. They live right there. They're happy. They got their own little town. But the ones who come from here to go over, they come mainly to shop. And outside of that, then it's going to be school and work. But for the most part, people who drive over this border are coming to Douglas, because Douglas is a very small town. They're coming here to shop. And I can't see the issue with that. I can't see an issue. They're not coming here to take my tax dollars. They're actually coming here and they spend tax dollars. You know what I mean? They're buying things at our stores. I'm not mad about that. I'm really not. Some birds. Now, I've seen some pretty bad things, some pretty bad characters. It's crazy when you look that way, and it's just wall all the way to the Huachuca Mountains, and it's just crazy. But I've seen some pretty bad things. I've seen some illegals get arrested in Bisbee who were doing no good, and but then I've gone to a county fair with people who come here legally who are here for nothing bad. So it's I don't know, it's kind of hard. If you watch the news, you're going to get two things. You're going to get, oh, the border is peaceful, the border is great, and there's nothing wrong, we don't even need a wall. And then you're going to get another news that says, oh, the only people who are coming over are people who want to steal the pigeons off your porch and eat your monkeys. It's not true. It's not. For the most part, this is what you're gonna get. For the most part, 80% of the people coming through that gate right there have no intentions of doing anything wrong. None. They're here to do exactly what I would do if I went to Mexico. I'm going to get a burrito. There's a joint in Naco. I go and I get burritos, and it's amazing. I just walk right in. I get my food. I walk right out. These people you'll see them come by with a shopping carriage, and they'll walk from the border from Mexico into Walmart with their shopping carriage. They'll go shopping. They fill their carriage, and they walk their carriage home. It's okay. So I did a short showing a traffic jam. It was like last week. It was the most traffic I've ever seen going into Mexico, and some people get it. They're saying, "Wow, that's crazy. That's a lot of traffic." And then some people were just like, "Oh yeah, they're just stealing cars and going back to Mexico." And some people are saying, "That's bull. They're not there to shop. No Mexican goes to America to shop because they can get everything they want in Mexico, and this is just Americans going into Mexico." It's like everybody has to have something to say. Everybody has to be that person. Fact, there was a big traffic jam going into Mexico. That was it. It was a big traffic jam going into Mexico, and probably 90% of them had Mexican license plates, which means they drove their happy asses across the border, had some fun, did some shopping, took care of their business, then they drove back, and they went through checkpoints. That's what happens. So this is what we get, and when you're talking about an actual border point of entry, that's what you're getting. It's not the same when people are coming through at other places. You are more likely, well, first of all, every single person who comes through here is legal. Every single one. In order to come through this gate, you have to have ID. You have to prove who you are and show that this is where I'm going. You know what I mean? When you're climbing the wall, there's no proof of anything. You do not know who these people are. So here is legal. If somebody came through the gate right there, did their little checkpoint, they came through, that's legal. If somebody 10 feet over, right there at that gate, climbed over, that is illegal. That is a law. It is against the law in our country. It can't be done. You cannot illegally. So once you climb the wall, you don't go through a point of entry. It is a federal crime, and that's where people get so mixed up. Oh, they didn't do anything wrong. They didn't do it. Yes, they committed a federal crime by just jumping over the fence. So that's one already. That's one crime already. Now, if they are a drug dealer, or a gang member, or a rapist, or a murderer, or a pedophile, or a human trafficker, or any of these bad things, that's just extra. That's extra. They've already committed a federal crime, where it would have been a lot easier to just come here and show an ID if you're really here to not be causing trouble. If you're really here because you want to enjoy America, or you want a better life. If you're really here for that, you have this entry right here that you can just come through. I guarantee you, this lady right here who's walking through, she's got a little hobble in her step. She probably hurt her leg, or she's an older lady. I guarantee you she's not coming here to break anything. There's a lady right there. She's got shopping bags in her hands. Shopping bags. She's coming from America into Mexico. When she gets to this border, guess what they're going to do? They're going to make sure that there's nothing bad. That she just shopped. That's it. And she came here and she spent money on American soil and paid taxes to come here and shop. There's a lady crossing the road over here going to the point of it. You know what she has in her hand right there? A drink cup. She went to a restaurant. This is the difference. And this is why when you come through here, when you come through legally, nobody cares. We welcome you. Honestly, people are welcomed to come through legally. And every single person who votes Trump does not care about legal immigration. Does not care. We don't care. If you are a legal immigrant, fine. Welcome. You did your part. You showed your ID. You proved who you are. You did the right thing. You're not here on a crime just by coming. If you're jumping the fence or you're coming through holes and you're not just going through the point of entries, you're wrong. You're wrong. And these are the people that we don't want coming through. And there's nothing wrong with that, because you wouldn't want us coming to your country if you couldn't say, all right, this guy is obviously up to no good, or possibly up to no good. You wouldn't want that, right? I'm going to look at this. So you notice what's in their hands? Shopping bags. Shopping bags. It's not illegal to come to America and shop. People do this every day, and it's perfectly fine. There's nothing wrong with that. So for the people who don't understand, the people who don't know the difference between illegal and legal, this is it. This is a border town. For the people who think that all border towns are gunfights and police chasing Mexicans down the road, or the border patrol just stopping every single person. Not a single one of these people is getting stopped by anybody out here. Not one. Not a single person is being kicked out. They're coming here, they're shopping, they're leaving on their own. That's it. This is an everyday occurrence here in Douglas. It's an everyday occurrence at pretty much any border town. And the smaller the town is on the other side of the border, the less problems you're most likely going to have. You know what I mean? We don't have an influx of bad guys coming through a town that has a bunch of people who don't have a lot of money, and the money they do have, they're not using to do anything bad. Nobody's coming over this border to commit crimes when they're coming over legally. So people need to get that through their heads, that not everybody who comes through a border is trying to commit a crime or attempting to commit a crime. However, every single person who goes over the border without coming through the port of entry, every single one of them has already committed a crime. Every single one of them is already a criminal. And that is the big difference. And that is what people need to know. And that is the Mexican border. And I am Donnie B all day. I'm going to go have some burritos, man. I will see y'all later. Until next video.